Hello, everybody. Welcome to Weekly Trash, the safe place to cleanse your mind, body, and soul of all that trash you consume this week so you can consume some more tomorrow. I'm your host, Josie Van Dyke, and I'm sitting next to the man who gave me titties. I'm wearing Chiddy's titties, Dr. Chidester, everybody.
Hi, Josie. Thanks for having me.
Welcome back.
This is such an honor for me.
The first time you came, you gave me my consultation, basically. I stripped down with you and Mindy, and I said, I want this, I want this, I want this.
We're like, okay.
And now here I am.
She locked the door and we couldn't leave.
I was like, sit down.
Very creative way of getting a consult.
The consultation wait list is so long. We're doing a podcast, but really it's a consult. So let's go. But seriously, since that time, I've gotten a new body. You've gotten a new office. You're still as busy as can be. But we need to dumpster deep dive everything that happened since we last podcasted.
I know it's been a while. So much has changed.
It's been a while. You've moved into the massive, beautiful clinic. How has that been?
It's been a roller coaster, but like in a good way.
Yeah.
Because leading up to it, it took about 2 years to build it. And that whole process, I don't know. If you ever built a building or you think you want to do it, it's scary.
It's a huge undertaking.
Yeah, it's a lot. And I look around, like every light bulb, every fixture, everything we had to pick, the design. And it's super fun, but at the same time, so stressful. So now that we've been in a year and getting used to it and just growing into the space, it's so fun.
Was it like a sigh of relief when you finally were able to like move in, or was it more stressful because you're like, freak, now we're here, like we got to do it.
Now I got to pay for this thing.
Yeah.
It was scary. It was really scary.
Yeah.
But, we have an awesome team. And I think we've really built up, over the last year, just a really good culture and people that want to be there. And I think when people come in, they get that vibe. They feel that our team wants to work there. And
it smells really good.
It smells really good.
It smells so good. I walk in, I'm like, this smells right at home. Well, actually, no, it doesn't. My home doesn't smell that good, but it smells divine.
Smells good. What are you talking about?
It smells pretty good. I got the Puras around
like
here.
Minkies.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we got the Minkies. Shout out Minky. Sponsor Minky. Okay, so today's episode is brought to you by BOEM. Okay, besties and trashers, listen up. If you're ready for fall wardrobe and you are ready for a little refresh, like me, if you saw I got rid of all my clothes, you need to check out BOEM. I'm not kidding. I'm obsessed. Their denim actually fits like a dream. Their dresses are perfect for any vibe. And the sweaters, don't even get me started. Cozy, cute, and so easy to style. BOEM just dropped their new arrivals and it's giving main character energy for your fall fits. Dress them up for dinner, keep it casual for errands. These pieces do it all. And of course, I got a code for you. Code WeeklyTrash gets you 20% off at boem.com. That's BOHME.com. Go add everything to your cart now and thank me later because these pieces won't stay in stock long. I know, because it's happened to me. So again, go to boem.com and use code WeeklyTrash for 20% off. And thanks, BOEM, for sponsoring today's episode. Today's episode is also brought to you by Betty's. Okay, mamas, listen up because I have a life hack for you. Are you tired of fighting your kids to make their beds? Say hello to Betty's, okay? The unique design lets your kids make their bed with just a zip. I would know because I have one for Bentley and I have one for Brooks, and you sure as heck bet I'm going to get one for Banks when he has a big boy bed because it has made my life so much easier. They have a patented bedding that includes everything you need: fitted sheet, top sheet, and comforter in one seamless piece that zips together. My kids love feeling accomplished, and your kids will love it too when they can make their bed all by themselves every single day. Make your mornings easier and visit bettys.com. That's BEDDYS.com. And you can use code TRASH for 25% off your order. They are great for hard to make beds like bunk beds, RVs, etc., or for anyone that just wants better habits, because the day is better when you start it making your bed. So discover the joy of hassle-free mornings and the satisfaction of independence for your kids with Betty's Revolution Betty Solution. Again, that's bettys.com. Use code TRASH for 25% off your order. And thank you, Betty's, for sponsoring today's episode. Obviously, I had to have you be my first guest for this season because all I've talked about literally all summer is my tummy tuck. And you are known to be the mommy takeover tummy tuck king. With the new clinic in space, have you noticed even more people coming because it's so luxurious and nice? Or do you feel like it's the same amount of people and like the same type of customers, I guess, or patients?
No, that's an awesome question. When we built this thing, we really wanted to make it like feel high end when you walk in, like a really nice hotel. That's why the smells.
Yeah.
When you walk in, it looks like a really nice hotel, like counter
Exactly, yeah.
space. But at the same time, we wanted to be for like the everyday person. Because like at the end of the day, like if you know me and my wife, like we're normal people. And so that's the culture we try to reflect. But we want you to have an amazing experience, right? Like Mindy and I, we love Disneyland. Like we love the experience there. Some people aren't Disney fans, but
you're a Disney adult. It's fine.
yeah, but just the experience you get going there, just the vibe and the feeling, that's what we wanted to create, but in a plastic surgery sense. So I think our patients still the same population, but we attract patients from like all over the world now.
Really?
I mean, it's really become, even within
like
last year.
The world,
like
not
the world.
just the country, the world.
Yes.
Wow.
Like Germany, Australia, I mean, all over the world. And the whole goal was just really make a statement and say, hey, we can elevate what we're doing in plastic surgery. Like make it really a concierge experience.
Yeah.
But for like normal everyday people. Like we're not servicing billionaires and people like that, maybe someday, but like we just love our patients and our, and I think honestly, social media over the last several years,
for sure,
we just built up a following of people that are like us. And if they are not like us, that's fine. They're going to go somewhere else, but it kind of filters that out. And so they're not wasting their time. And we're going to provide the best we can for our patients. So it works out really well.
Well, and you're a business, like you're not just a surgeon, you're a business. Luckily you have Mindy, who I know helps run all that side. Do you feel like in this point, she does most of all of that and you're just focusing on surgery, or are you guys pretty even when it comes to the business aspect?
Yeah, I mean, Mindy, it's we have like over 85 employees now.
Yeah.
We have our surgery center now, and so we've had to hire other help too.
Yeah,
like Rory helps her; he's a COO, and JC Yang, she's gone from being office manager to administration. So we've really had to grow our administrative team because Mindy can't do it alone either.
No.
But she really, I mean, they're doing all the day to day, and then I'm kind of more of the visionary side. So me and like my partner, Dr. Pfeiffer, Dr. Robinson, and Mindy too, like all of us, we meet a lot and say like, what's our plan? Like, where do we want to be in a year, 3, 5 years, and that's the most exciting for me because like, even though this building is like the start, we've been in practice for 5 years together. We have so much to go and so much planned that I can't say right now.
Yeah.
But like, this is just the start.
That's exciting.
Yeah.
That's so exciting.
We're excited. Yeah.
Well, and your wait list just keeps getting longer and bigger and crazier. And I feel like a lot of people think that I got my surgery for free because I post about it so much. They're like, oh, Chidester gave it free for free. And I'm like, no, I paid for it. Like, you're not giving out free surgeries. Like we talked about this last time, but people assume like, since you're so busy, that must be your marketing tool is like giving influencers free surgeries. Which no, you're just that good that I want to show off my naked body on the internet. I want to be like, no, my surgeon, look what he did. Like this is that good. But on that topic, there are surgeons who are giving away free surgeries. What's your take on that?
Yeah, I mean, just like you said, and we talked about this last time. Like I've never given away free surgery. I think for me and like what we do, like we value ourselves and we value you as a patient. And, to me, everyone's an influencer. It doesn't matter if you have 1 million followers, 10,000 followers, 500 followers, right? You're going to have your own sphere of influence.
When you're a walking billboard for you.
Exactly. And so for us, it's been more about, okay, if we can create the result and the experience that you just love, it's like if you find a really good restaurant, like they don't have to pay you to eat their food. You're going to go and tell everyone, right? There's so many foodie accounts that just go out there and tell. And so that was our whole goal from the beginning is like, if we can create a result and experience that's so good for a patient, they're going to want to talk about it. Like, like I've never asked you or made you sign anything. And, there are some surgeons, here and around the country that I think they think that was my strategy and they've tried to implement that. And I mean, it's a strategy, but technically, like if you look at the ASPS, American Society of Plastic Surgery bylaws, like we're not allowed to give away free surgery. So there's some ethical code stuff. So at the end of the day, I mean, people are gonna do what they want to do. Like, I don't really care what other surgeons do. Like for me, like I'm focused on my patients and our plans, and like our goals, like down the road. So, people are going to do what they want to do. I would tell anybody if you're getting free surgery or someone's like messaging you and saying, hey, I'm going to give you free surgery for like a trade, like for posts, like you should ask yourself, why are they giving away free surgery?
Yeah. Well, because I got offered free surgery.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. Remember I came in for my consult and I told you, I was like, yeah, I got offered free surgery, but you get what you pay for. And if you're not paying, then what? Like that just like freaked me out so bad. Would have been nice for my bank account, but like, would I have felt good about it after? Like, would my recovery been as nice? Would my results been as nice? No, like you really do get what you pay for. So I just need to set the record straight because everyone thinks that we have some
Yeah.
weird collab going on.
No.
No. I paid for it. Worth every penny though, if
Thank
you were
you.
wondering. I'm obsessed with it. Literally want to start an OnlyFans, Chiddy. Like I'm like,
I mean, hey, you know, this is an investment in you. You're going to make money off of this.
Everyone needs to see it. Everyone needs to see it. And when it comes to pricing, that was a question a lot of people asked, which at the end we'll do some trashers trash questions. But like pricing with the way the world is and just economics, like pricing's going to go up, right? Like you have to survive. You also have this massive building.
Yeah.
Do you see a world in which one day a mommy makeover will be 6 figures and more?
I mean, if you look at like facelift surgery, it's already there. I mean,
Really?
people are paying $250,000, $300,000 for a facelift.
No way.
I mean, you could argue, well, yeah, it's your face, right?
Yeah.
And so there's a huge range. I mean, most facelifts are not anywhere near that.
Yeah.
There are people in this country that charge 6 figures for a mommy makeover.
Really?
Would mine go there? I don't know. I've had people ask me that before. And I said, look, like I always think of my patient population and like they're moms. Like most of my patients are moms. And like a lot of moms are not even able to work. They're raising their kids full time. That's a full time job in itself. And so I've always told people like, I want to make it at least affordable for people, you know, that are moms. Like they may not be working, make me single income. I don't know.
Yeah.
But you're right. I mean, there's always going to be pricing things that we have to do. And, you know, I think on some level there's demand, you know, like if there's a 6-year wait list, like, I don't know, like I've literally had consultants and talked to them, like, what do I do? And the first thing they say is raise your prices. And I was like, well, I don't want to price my patient base out of having surgery either. Right. Like that's not why I do this. I do it because I love it.
Yeah.
Like I came late today because we were finishing 2 cases.
Doing BBL, baby.
It looks so good, but like I will spend as much time as I need to on any patient. I don't, you know, to me, I look at everybody like it's like my sister or like, you know, a relative, or like, I'm going to give you the best result. And if it takes a little longer, we're going to do that. And, you know, I do that for every patient.
Yeah.
Did that for you.
Yeah.
Did that for my wife when she made me do her surgery. You know, all that.
No, that was another question somebody asked that I'll ask you later, but they were like, has he ever worked on a relative? And I'm like, where have you been? He literally did his wife's mommy makeover. Like, what do you mean? But with like price, like that's why I feel like it's appealing when they hear like free surgeries. It's like, oh, I'm going to save all this money, but it's sketchy. Speaking of sketchy, Mexico. Have you heard the stories of people going to Mexico and coming back with 1 kidney?
I've heard that.
Because
I can't vet it, but I've heard that.
Yeah, like I've heard many stories of people going because it's literally so cheap to get a mommy makeover, BBL, like all of the things for like not even half the price, like literally a quarter of the price that you pay here in America. And the horror story I heard was a woman was like so sick after her recovery, like felt like garbage. And she went to the hospital because she was like, something's wrong. And they were like, well, you're missing a kidney.
Oh my
and then she went with a group of her friends.
Yeah.
So she was like, you all need to go to the hospital and check. And they all were missing kidneys.
Yeah, that's not worth it.
Like, that's insane.
Oh my gosh.
Have you ever had somebody come to you after going out of the country and getting like some botched surgery?
Yeah, I mean, I've seen that. I mean, I've seen it locally too and in the country. So, I mean, just, you know, just to be clear, there are really good surgeons in Mexico.
For sure.
Just like there's really good surgeons in the US, but there's also surgeons that's harder. In my opinion, it's just a little bit harder to vet those surgeons because they're not here. It's a little bit different in terms of board certification, like how to identify who's truly board certified, right? Because even in the US, it's very confusing. A lot of people don't know that cosmetic surgeons are not plastic surgeons, you know?
What's the main difference? Because, sorry, I cut you off, but like the big difference that I've heard is if they're not board certified, if you're dying on the table, they can't save you. They have to like call 911.
Well,
is that true?
I hope they try to save you.
like that's what I heard. And I was like, wait, what?
Yeah. Like, I mean, board certification, it's kind of like, you know, like the USDA stamp on like beef, for example, right? Like, it's like, okay, this has been inspected. This is like in a facility that's like properly put together, all that stuff. Okay. So a board certified plastic surgeon is a stamp essentially saying that, okay, this surgeon has done the proper training. They've done at least, you know, it's like either 6 years of plastic surgery or 5 years of general surgery and then 3 years of plastic surgery fellowship.
Got it.
And then they took all the board exams, the written, and there's an oral exam that's super hard. We collected our cases. We did all. So it's like a stamp just saying, hey, like this surgeon is safe. They did the right training and they did the right stuff. So if there were a complication afterwards, you're probably better trained than someone who maybe is an OBGYN that did like a weekend lipo course. they're not a surgeon for you, right? Or even like family practice, or like there's other people that do plastic surgery and they call themselves cosmetic surgeons.
Is it true that a dentist could do it?
Yeah.
That's
So
crazy.
that's what I'm talking about, like the whole board certification stuff. It can be a little confusing.
Yeah.
And there have been like lawsuits in Utah and in California, like cosmetic surgeons against plastic surgeons, and plastic surgeons won all these lawsuits. So technically, you can't advertise you're board certified unless you say what board it's in. Like if you're a dentist or whatever, you have to say I'm board certified in dentistry or something, right? Or if you're like a family practice doctor, you have to say that. You can't just say I'm board certified.
Because it's confusing, because then people think, oh, it's...
Well, in what?
Yeah.
Yeah. So hopefully they would still try to save you. I mean, any surgeon should.
Yeah. Hopefully but they probably don't know how. Like if it's something, have you ever had a patient on the table where like things have gone wrong, like in the beginning phases?
No, not during surgery.
Not during surgery.
I mean, nothing scary. I mean, there's always things that could happen, during surgery, where like, oh, you get some bleeding or something.
Yeah.
Like, how do you stop it? And, we never had to have a patient go to like the ICU or anything like that, but it can happen. I mean, the thing with surgery is you have to be like mentally checked in 100%.
Yeah.
For like today, I just did like 10 hours of surgery. I can't check out during a case.
No.
I can't just be like, hey, like doing a Snapchat and like liposuctioning. There's a surgeon in Ohio that she lost her license because she was doing like live TikToks and answering questions while she's in lipo, and she hurt several people.
Oh my
like,
gosh.
Poked their liver, poked their, and she ended up losing her license, right? So like when we're doing surgery, we're focused. Like I'm not in there dancing.
No.
We listen to music, but we're not dancing.
Oh,
right?
we listened to Taylor Swift when I was going down, trying to get me relax so I don't pass out. Yeah.
But so, just being super focused, I mean, that's 100% of the time, because you take your eyes off for a second. I mean, even if you've done it a million times, you could accidentally go in the wrong spot. You don't want to do that.
That's so scary to know that, like, when we're asleep, if you're in the wrong hands, like, you just never know.
I mean, and that's when it comes to me, it comes all back to the whole free surgery thing. It's like, like we should look at ourselves and value ourselves. And, you don't have to come to me, but you should go to someone who you vetted out, that you're like, okay, like I trust this person with my life, essentially. Like you're going to go to sleep and then wake up with a form of your body that's different than when you went to sleep. And you're hoping that person understood what you wanted to have done, right? Like, it's a little interesting when you think about it. It's a lot of trust.
A lot of trust.
So, if you start, and I think you have to look at yourself and, value yourself. Like,
absolutely.
And whether you pay whatever you pay, but I think you just got to think of all the things. And if it's free, maybe there's a good reason for it. I don't know. I've never seen it, but maybe, I don't know. Maybe. Some people say, well, if they're doing work for it, like they're collaborating, then maybe, you're doing work and you're trading, but then you just have to say that. So one of the things with ASPS, the ethics was like, if you do something like surgery trade, you have to state it, right? It has to, because that's a Federal Trade Commission guideline, FTC. You have to say paid sponsorship or whatever. So if you do that, I mean, that's fine, as long as people know, like, like you would have to everything of yours, you'd have to say, paid partnership with Dr. Chiddy,
Yeah.
But we don't have to
which
do that.
didn't happen. So
you paid me.
I paid Chiddy.
And then I gave, we did the best we could for you.
Then again, worth it. With you being so busy and having so many people on your wait list, I know we kind of touched on this a little bit last time, but like there are surgeons who are jealous of you, who maybe don't like you. Is there this weird rivalry going on between plastic surgeons where it's like, we're team Chiddy, we think he's great, and then other ones are like, he's just like, is that going on? Like, are surgeons catty?
I mean, I think just humans in general can be catty, and plastic surgery is a very small community, right?
Yeah.
Utah, I mean, we're one of the most highest per capita in the country, so we have a lot of plastic surgeons per people in Utah. But there's not a ton of us. So, I mean, I know most of the surgeons in Utah and I get along with everyone, at least I guess in person, but for me, like as I've like gone through my career in the last 5 years, I just realized more and more, like, I don't care about that stuff. Like to me, it's about, and I posted something the other day about collaboration over competition, right? It's like, we should be working together, especially if you think about it. Like if there's other surgeons who aren't plastic surgeons trying to do plastic surgery, like we should like come together as plastic surgeons and educate people, right? And let them know, like, hey, we should be working together, not like bickering and fighting.
Be a united front.
And I think the second part is there's some people have a scarcity mindset where it's like, oh, there's not enough patients, right? Like there's only like 5 pieces of pie left, and if Chiddy takes 2, then I only have 3. So there's like scarcity mentality, and I've always been the opposite. I'm like always an abundance mentality. I always feel like there's plenty of patients. Like I said, people come from around the world around the country, like they're not just from Utah, right?
Yeah.
So like I'm not worried about that. And I just feel bad if people are so worried about that. It's like and I'm always open to like helping people grow their social media, whether they're plastic surgeons. Like I get DMs all the time from plastic surgeons around the country, like, hey, can you help me? Yeah, like I don't.
Let me show you what I did.
Do it, yeah, because I want to help our specialty grow. Like I want us to elevate the bar in aesthetics and plastic surgery, and be the leaders in that. We should be. That's what we do. So that to me, that's where my mind's gone over the last several years. As I've, because in the beginning I started, there was a lot of that, and I always took it personally. But what I realized is that's not really a reflection of me; it's a reflection of themselves, and whatever they think of me, it's not my reality, right? Like I can let it become my reality, and if I just hear bad things, that will consume me, right? Like anybody, like you hear things, and so for me, it's like I'm just gonna do my thing, and we have our goals, and if you
keep
like me,
killing
great.
it.
If you don't like me, that's up to you.
No, but like your success shows like that you're not just a good surgeon, but a good person. I think karma is really real. And I think the energy you put out in the world is the energy you'll get. And if you have abundance and you are grateful and you want to help people, like that will come back to you 1,000%. When it comes to picking people to be in your practice, how do you decide what surgeon you want to work with? And are surgeons coming to you? Are you seeking out surgeons? Like, how does that work when you're building your practice, your clinic?
Yeah, I tried to learn this early on, and obviously it's a whole learning thing for me. Like running a business and like really having partners and other surgeons, like it's hard, And one thing I learned is culture is so important in a business. Like Mindy is like the culture queen. Like she literally, like we have our cultural foundations, what we believe in as a business and our vision. And I think as we've hired people, we've learned like how important that really is, and actually fired people based off our culture.
Yeah.
And we will put that above anything. Even if it's losing people in the practice you don't want to lose because you're worried about, paying the bills next month.
Yeah.
We've made those hard decisions. But I think every time, kind of like the karma thing, when you do the right thing, especially when you do the right thing for your employees, like they see it.
Yeah.
Right? And there's always like two options. You can go one way and maybe you say, hey, let's just sweep this under the rug and take that. Or we say, you know what? No, we're going to follow our culture and we're going to make the hard decision.
Yeah.
And we've tried to make that hard decision every time. It's not easy, but I think it's been the right thing, like I said. And I totally believe in karma, like in terms of what you put out comes back to you. It may not be immediately, but, I really think that's a good thing that you said.
Yeah. Well, because I mean, we won't say names, but like you had a surgeon in the past that no longer is in the clinic. Mm-hmm. When you were figuring out how to fill those shoes, have you filled that spot? Like, how did you find that person?
Yeah. So you asked me earlier. So we've had surgeons, I get asked all the time.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we have a goal. I have a certain number of surgeons we'd love to have in our practice to kind of fill that space out.
Yeah.
And so we've interviewed 3 surgeons this year. We have another one coming up. So yeah, we're really trying to grow pretty quickly. And we're adding actually another. So we'll have our 4th surgeon again. Okay. And we're going to announce them really soon.
That's exciting.
At our anniversary event.
Any female surgeons?
Yes. I can't say.
Okay.
Yes, for sure.
Okay.
Like too much. Yeah.
Okay.
We have like 80 some employees. Most of them are women, like 95% are women. But I want a female surgeon. Yeah. So if you know of any good female surgeons, we are looking.
Because when you are looking for a surgeon, what's like the checklist of things that you look for? Because you want them to be obviously great, but a lot of them probably are on the younger side and they want to learn from you. They want to see what you're doing and they want to learn how to be that good. So, but you also want to make sure they're good enough to do what you do. So like, what's the checklist?
Yeah. For me, it's honestly like people can learn technical ability, right? Like if they've gotten that far as a plastic surgeon, they're smart and they're going to be technically good. So to me, honestly, it comes down to personality and culture, and like even business things. Like they don't have to have an MBA, or I don't have an MBA, right? But we can teach those things, right? But it really is like you cannot teach someone to have a different personality if it doesn't fit, right? If your personalities clash, you can try to make a square peg fit into a round hole, but over time you realize it just is not going to work. And especially with surgeons, we have egos. Like, and I think a lot of it, it's like, I always try to temper my ego because you don't want everyone to have like a big head, right? And so like when I hear these things like wait, listen, all stuff, it's like, like I try to put myself down because I'm like, I don't want that to make me, prideful. And so I think as surgeons we have egos, but I think it's to protect us in surgery because we're doing stuff like every day we're doing surgery on people and they're like trusting you with your lives. So I see where that comes from, but some people it clashes, and so it's hard.
Is it hard working? Is there ever like a, not competitiveness, but also, I mean, you have this wait list. Not all the other surgeons have that wait list. Do you want your people on the wait list to go to them, or do you want them to stay on your wait list and them find somebody else?
No,
like, what's that situation?
I am like, hey, our surgeons are amazing. Dr. Kiefer, Dr. Robinson, and our other surgeon that's joining us in a couple of weeks. I get DMs all the time say, hey, like you could see one of my partners. They're phenomenal surgeons if you look at their work, and I'll always send them their Instagram handles. Like I love that because they still get to come to our practice, same clinical team, same coordinators, same surgical team, right? Same recovery team,
same experience,
different surgeon. But what we've tried to really do is teach each other our techniques and really all be like, okay, we're all mommy takeover experts, right? Like we do similar belly buttons. We do similar breast augmentation stuff. Like we just did the first and second called Preserve breast augmentation in the US.
Yeah, I saw you posting that. What is that?
It's so cool. So Motiva, which is the 6th generation breast implants.
That's what's in me.
Motiva, amazing. They have a device. It's called Preserve, and so it's all about preserving as much breast tissue as you can. Meaning we don't cut anything. We just cut a little skin, like 2 centimeters, and then we use these special instruments to put the implant inside underneath the breast, protect the muscle. It takes about 20-25 minutes. You could do it awake. Yeah. So we did the first 2 non-training ones. Yes, I have one tomorrow actually.
Awake.
Another one. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Because you're numb. Like you could, we just put headphones on, AirPod Maxes.
That's going to be like a game changer.
Yeah. So I think it opens up for a lot of people that want to have it done, because some people are like, oh, I'm afraid of anesthesia or recovery time. Like the first patient I did, she's on a cruise right now.
Oh my gosh.
10 days ago. Yeah. Like the recovery is phenomenal. It's so quick. So it's for people who haven't had breast surgery before. Okay. But if you need a lift, you can, like Tawana I'm doing tomorrow, she's needing a lift too.
Okay.
So it can still do that. But anyway.
She won't be awake during the lift, will she?
She could be.
Oh my gosh.
I'm going to ask her tomorrow if she wants to be.
Wait, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Is there a certain size limit though?
There is, because it's these special devices to create the pocket. We don't cut anything.
Yeah.
So it only goes to like 315 cc's, but still a pretty good size.
Yeah.
But it's a whole different concept. It's like customizing where the implant goes in your breast. It's not even sitting at the bottom. It can be up here. We can like put it wherever we want. It's wild.
Oh my God. And you guys are the only ones to know how to do that in Utah?
Yeah. Actually, Dr. Garlic does it too.
Okay.
Yeah. He and I are the ones in Utah that trained. And then there's like 36 surgeons in the US right now that have learned to do it. But it's not available till technically next year, February.
Okay.
But so stuff like that, so they came in, the OR, Dr. Robinson, Dr. Kiefer, they train on it. So when February, they can do it. Like they're already ready to go. And so we love to learn together. We love to share ideas because in the end, we want you to have an amazing experience. And whether it's me or my partners, like I feel like you're going to get the same result, same, experience with our team. And look, if you want to come to me, I would love to see you. And I'm just doing everything I can as much as I can, but I'm like only one person.
Yeah.
So.
I had a question for you about how do you not ever get sick? And if you get sick, like if you have a cold, can you do surgery?
Yeah. I mean, knock on wood, I do not get sick.
See, that's crazy.
I do not know.
Which what I've heard, I know you're a doctor, so maybe you can debunk this, but what I've heard is if you never get sick, it's because your body's in like fight mode and you have like insane amount of anxiety and like stress that your body can't like slow down enough to get sick.
Could be.
So you and Taylor Swift, like you're on the same wavelength. You know,
I don't. Yeah, I sleep about 5.5, 6 hours a night.
That's it.
Yeah, it's like all I need.
And you never get sick. Has there been a time where you've had to cancel a surgery because you were sick?
I got food poisoning.
Oh,
that happened. That's only happened once in 12 years where I was so sick. Because there actually was a time I was in residency. I was throwing up. I had the flu. I was outside the ER. I was on call all night, literally throwing up. And then I go see patients, but there was nobody else to take call. And then we had to take this hand surgery patient to emergency surgery. And I'm in the pre-op, and the anesthesiologist looks at me and goes, "Jerry, you look like death." So he's like, you're not going to the surgery. He told my attending.
Yeah.
So I went into the recovery bay and he gave me like 3 liters of IV fluids, just pump. I was so dehydrated.
Oh my
I just looked pale,
gosh.
and then I like fell asleep for like a couple hours. So, but then I had food poisoning. It's about a year ago. It's the only time I've ever had to cancel surgery. I was so
That's crazy.
I was like ill from food.
Is that like normal for surgeons to like never get sick? Or are you just special?
I don't know. I think we just put, surgery, it's very strange. It's like you go through residency, it's a completely different experience. Like a lot of people have PTSD from it, it's a lot, but you just learn so much about like what you can handle and tolerate, and you just do it.
That's
like
so
I can stand in
interesting.
we stand in one spot for 12 hours at a time.
Do you wear a diaper? Have you ever worn a diaper?
No.
You haven't?
Come on, I have bladder control.
But like, what if like you need a number 2? Like, what if you're about to poop yourself? Are you like, pause, I need to go to the bathroom, and then you come back in and scrub in?
I mean, yeah, you could do that.
But,
I mean, the patient's asleep and anesthesia's watching it. But no, like usually, my body's, it's actually really funny. It's pretty regular because it knows like when I'm going to be flipping a patient.
So in the morning, right when you wake up.
It like, my body like knows like the routine.
It's like, we're going to surgery.
But no, I've always had people like, do you have a Foley catheter or do you wear a diaper?
Yeah.
No, I don't. I don't know. Give me 10 years. Maybe when we're back for your season 14, we'll see. I might be wearing a diaper
when
by
you
then.
get a little bit older. I'm sure like how old can the surgeon be? Like realistically, would you trust an 80-year-old to be doing what you're doing?
No, I mean, there are surgeons that do that.
Yeah.
If I'm 80 and operating, like something's not right with my life.
You are needing money.
Yeah, like, dude, I did something wrong in life. Like, you should
that's not what you want to be doing.
Well, I think for me, like, a lot of people like, oh, Dr. Chiddy, I walk into a room, a lot of times patients, I just say, hey, my name's Jerry.
Yeah.
And they're like, wait, but why don't you call yourself a doctor? The other day, this guy said this. He was with his wife. I was like, well, like you wouldn't be sitting here right now if you didn't know I was a doctor. Like you wouldn't show up to this consult. I'm like, so I don't feel like I need to tell you my title.
Yeah.
Like I'm just me, or like I'm a normal person. But I feel like a lot of surgeons, well, not a lot, but some surgeons, like their whole identity in their life is surgery, right?
Yeah.
And like if they're not doing that, like who are they?
It's like an NFL player when they retire.
Like what do they do, right? So I think for me, it's always been, my family, my kids, are so important. Outside of work, I love work. I don't think of it as work. I love what I do, but I love to do other things too. You know? And so I just don't want that to define me.
So you won't be 80 in the operating room.
Even if I'm 60,
60's the number. Sorry to interrupt, but today's episode is brought to you by Minky Couture. You will never want to buy another blanket ever again. I would know because I've had lots of blankets, and ever since I got that one viral blanket that you see online, the Minky Couture blanket, I am confidently telling you that it is the best blanket ever. Everyone needs to have something as cozy as Minky in their home. There's nothing quite like coming home after a long day and cuddling up with your Minky Couture blanket. They are soft and luxurious, and it feels like a cuddling cloud. Okay, just cuddle it up. There's so many different types of blankets out there, but seriously, nothing compares to Minky Couture. They have the largest selection of colors, sizes, and patterns on the market. They are the creator of the original Hugs blanket, a double-sided, stretchy, and plush style that literally hugs you back. I've never had a blanket that even comes close to my Minky Hugs. Minky Couture is a female-owned business started by a mother who wanted to provide luxurious comfort to her daughter through a tough time. Since 2009, Minky Couture has been able to bring comfort and luxury to homes all over the world. Passionate about giving back to the community, they donate over 30,000 mini Minkies to NICUs across the country every year. And lucky for you guys, I have partnered with Minky Couture to bring this comfort and luxury into your home by offering listeners an exclusive 50% off discount. That's right, 50% off. Use your code weeklytrash at checkout for 50% off your next purchase on all full priced items. You can use it in store or online at softminkyblankets.com. Again, use code weeklytrash for 50% off your next purchase and treat yourself to the best blanket ever. Follow them on Instagram for additional deals and updates at Minky Couture. Thanks, Minky, for sponsoring today's episode. Today's episode is also brought to you by Shed, the easiest way to start your weight health journey. With Shed, it only takes 3 minutes to get started. You'll fill out a quick online form with your goals and health history, and their medical team will create a personalized treatment plan just for you. Everything happens online. No doctor's offices, no pharmacy lines. Your FDA-approved medication ships straight to your door. And the best part, you're not doing it alone. Shed pairs you with a dedicated member success team to help you track progress and stay motivated along the way. Clinically studied treatments, no insurance required, and zero hassle. Get $100 off your first month by using the link in the show notes. Shed is making health simple, effective, and actually doable. Thank you, Shed, for sponsoring today's episode. When would you want to retire, realistically?
I mean, if I could, so, mainly it's like if I can, my back is okay, my neck's, I know some surgeons that had like spine fusions because we wear headlights for, surgery.
Yeah.
And so like it actually causes spine degeneration and disc problems. So like if I can have a good neck, good hands, like I'd operate till I was 65.
Okay. 65.
I love what I do.
And you're great at it. So, and the one thing I love about you and your practice in general is you continue to learn. I think a lot of surgeons get in the groove of their things and how they do it. And they're like, that crap, that's bull crap. I know what I'm doing. I've been doing this for 25 years. I don't need to change. But it's like the industry's evolving. Like you need to learn the new techniques because they're better. And like, it's not a bad thing to learn to do things better. Totally. And I think sometimes the ego of surgeons gets in the way and they're like, well, I know what I'm doing. And you're really good at being like, well, I want to do it better. So like, let's learn it.
Yeah. I mean, I love like creating techniques myself, if you do something enough, you start to say like, well, what if I tweak this a little bit, right? It's never like extreme, but it's always like for me, incremental changes. Like I don't do the same breast augmentation today that I did even 6 months ago.
Yeah. A
tummy tuck I've changed too. I'm like, I'm going back. I used to do drainless tummy tucks a lot. And then I went to doing a ton of lipo and really contouring. And then I backed off of no drains, but now I'm back with it because there's some other stuff I'm trying. So like I always, like I'm doing a facelift course down in Boca Raton in November. Okay. I want to get back into, I used
getting
to
back into face stuff.
Yeah. Cause like I'm thinking all my mommy takeover patients, like they're going to want facelifts someday. I better get back into it now. And as I'm getting older, I have to sit down and operate. I'm not going to be able to do like today I did 10 liters of liposuction. Like my arms were like dead. You know?
That's a good workout.
It's good.
What are the laws? I know there's laws with liposuction here in America because like I told you, I was like, can I come back and get even more? Because I want it all gone. But like legally, you cannot take all of someone's fat. Like how much fat can you take?
I actually looked into this. So there's actually not a state law that says you can't do a certain amount of liposuction. However, like as a board certified plastic surgeon, I have to operate in an accredited facility. So like our surgery center, 5 ORs, it's fully accredited.
Yeah.
Quad ASF, it's state licensed, so it's good. But in an accredited facility like Quad ASF, which is like the governing body, they say, so it's not a law, but they say you can't do more than 5 liters in one surgery. Okay. And if you do more, you have to keep them overnight. So we offer overnight stay now, so we could do more.
Yeah.
But also, like, it's also not safe in my mind to do like 10 liters of liposuction because your body is so much fluid in your body, So anyway, usually you do around 5 max.
Gotcha.
But it's not actually illegal. I thought it was.
That's what I thought too. Thanks for debunking that.
Yeah.
Sometimes I just say things on here like it's a fact, and then later people are like, "You idiot," and I'm like, "Oh well,
that's how we learn.
Don't take everything I say as Bible, okay? I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm just speaking trash, basically." I want to talk about you getting surgery, though.
Yes,
you got to be a patient. What exactly did you get done? For those who weren't following that.
Yeah, so it's been just over a year.
Yeah.
I had 360 high def like Vaser lipo on my abdomen, my chest, and my back. I loved it. Like I had gotten to a point where I was doing everything I could to work out. I had gotten to my goal weight and I just had that stubborn fat. And I'm like, you know what? I want to document this journey because there's so many guys out there and women, right? Yeah. That are afraid to do it, or they hear their significant others like, oh, just exercise it off. And it does it. It does not go away. So I try to document that whole journey and just show the recovery. And it's been a year. It's like one of the best things I think I ever did for myself. Dr. Garlic.
Dr. Garlic. Because I do feel like there's a stigma that like men don't get surgeries. Like men don't get lipo. Women, like it's always, you see women posting about it and not very many men openly posting about it. But your experience was good. Was the healing good?
Amazing. Yeah. I never took a single pain medication.
Okay.
I took Tylenol. But no narcotics. And then I was back operating 3 days later.
3 days later?
I think I had surgery on Thursday.
Did you have to wear lipo foam?
Yeah.
Okay, so you understand the pain.
Lipo hell. Lipo foam hell.
Foam is from hell.
I remember I had a patient, she messaged me one day. She's like, I hate this stuff. She's like, I tried to burn it and it didn't burn. It wouldn't even burn. She was so mad. But I know now.
It's literally the worst part. People ask me, they're like, what was the worst part of recovery? And I was like, the lipofoam.
Like it like sticks to you under the compression garment. I'd be doing lipo. Okay. So I'd be in the OR and I'm wearing it. I literally would have to stop. I remember one time I stopped. I'm like, I scrubbed out. I went and ripped it off. I'm like, I can't do this. Like I was sweating, you know, but anyway, I'm glad I did it.
How long did you have to wear it for? The same amount as like everybody else? I'm like, did you follow your post-op care?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, I didn't. I hated this thing, the chin strap. Oh. It like cut my neck. I had like cuts here for, you know, the strap thing. So I stopped wearing it.
You're like, I'm fine.
I'll be fine. But I got the lymphatic massage. Like
you did all the
first week, I did it every day because I would swell so much.
Yeah.
You know, I'm like, I had to work. Like I couldn't take off a week or 2 weeks. I took off a day because a day. Thursday, Friday. Yeah.
A weekend.
Yeah. Took a weekend.
Would you say, I know that you say that like work isn't everything, but would you say you're a workaholic to some degree?
Oh yeah. I'm pretty sure people would say that.
Yeah.
Because even if I'm not working, like, but here's what I try to tell people, like when I'm with my family, I'm 100% there, you know, and I'm still guilty. Like I have my phone out sometimes and I'll be on Instagram, right? So, but Mindy's so good. She's like, hey, put your phone. I'm like, oh yeah. Yeah. But like when we're in that moment, that's what I'm at. Or if like I'm here, we're here. If I'm in a business meeting, I'm in that meeting. If I'm with my family, you know, so to me, it's like anywhere you are, you put 100% of yourself into that moment. And if you do that every moment, like, you know, you're workaholic, but only in the moments when you're working.
When you're working. It's not all the time. Yeah. Last question before we do the Trashers Trash submissions, and maybe you can't say anything, but at one point we were talking about a reality show.
Oh.
Well, because honestly, it would be a missed opportunity if there wasn't one. You're perfect for it. Also with like Secret Lives of Mormon Wives and Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, like this is the place to be doing reality TV. Is that ever going to happen?
You know, over the years, I think we've been approached by like 4 or 5 different production companies, you know, that had different ideas. Yeah. And most recently, almost a year ago now, like we were approached by a really awesome group out of LA, and we'd been working with them for a while.
I interviewed with them. Yeah. I did like a little Zoom interview. Right. Yeah. I was like, oh, my naked body's going to be on TV.
Still working on stuff.
Okay.
That's all I can say. Yeah, we're still actively, and we're working on that, but then I just got a call the other day for something totally different, which actually for me, I'm so excited about.
Really?
Yeah, but that's all I can say. Who knows if it'll work out, but it would be amazing.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're open to being on TV. Like that's not something you're scared of.
No. Yeah, I'm not scared of it. So for me, the whole reason I would even do it or entertain it, because people are like, why would you want to do that? Like I want to have a reach and talk about plastic surgery at a level that I can't right now, right? Yeah. Like I want to show people how awesome it is. I mean, I've personally had it, but more so just to see how the confidence it brings to people's lives. Like you always see this stigma of plastic surgery, like, oh, she just wants that because she's vain and blah, blah, blah. And guess what? If she is, who cares? First off.
Amen.
But secondly, like it is such a powerful thing for people. And plastic surgery, in my mind, it's not even just about the surgery, right? It's like the interchange that happens.
Absolutely.
And, like it's so cool, and people just don't know about it. If you look at like how many people actually know about like plastic surgery, it's so small percentage. So I would just love to have an opportunity to, you know,
broadcast
more on it.
That. Yeah. I actually do have one more question before we do Trashers Trash, because I've experienced this and I want to know if you've noticed any patients experiencing this. It's almost similar to postpartum, where you look at your body and you're like, I don't recognize this body, and trying to like bring the mind and body and soul back together. It's been kind of a trip for me. Like, you know, you're used to having this skin sagging from you and boobs that look different. And now looking at my body now, I'm like, who is this body? Is that like a normal thing that you have patients talk about?
It is so common.
Yeah.
And one thing, so I looked into this like years ago because I actually wanted to do a study on it. We never ended up doing it, but I think now we have a better opportunity to do it.
Yeah.
But I think women who have had postpartum in the past, like truly after pregnancy, they almost seem more prone to it after a mommy takeover.
Yeah.
Just because you think about the stress on the body from the surgery itself, that can alter your hormones and stuff. And a lot of that plays into, again, your emotions, your mental, you know, kind of where you're at mentally, right? And then you have a surgeon telling you, oh, well, you can't exercise. You can't do the stuff that like normally it's your outlet, right? Because you're like, well, you don't want to tear your stitches. You don't
Yeah.
want to
Helps your endorphins.
Yeah. So like you're also limited. So that's for me, like why, like me and my partners, we've been working so hard to really figure out how can we shorten the time of recovery. And so like we have like light therapy that we're doing, like it's like medical grade light. It's like red light, yellow light, blue. It's like all this stuff, like all these ways to really speed up your recovery. So you don't have that, but it's so common. I had it, like, I'm not, I can't have postpartum, but like I had that post kind of surgical. I'd
like
look
the
in
blues.
the mirror. Yeah. I'd be like, what the heck did I do?
Yeah.
I look like a balloon,
It's a really weird feeling. And when people would ask me about it, I'm like, it's so similar to postpartum depression where like, it's different because I don't have a crying baby that I'm having to take care of, but you just don't look like yourself and and it's like, why am I sad? I literally am going to be fine. Everything looks great, but it's like this weird mind trip. It's fine. I feel great now, but those first 6 weeks, it is really interesting. And I mean, I was the annoying person that has your personal phone number. So I'm like, is this normal? Is this normal? Is this normal? Like, and I'm like, poor Chiddy, because other people don't have his phone number. So they're reaching out to someone else.
So, okay. I answer all my DMs.
Yeah. Do you, and I feel like you're really good at responding. Do you ever like low-key get annoyed though? And you're like, okay, take a deep breath.
I don't get annoyed because for me, this is the first time you've gone through it. Like, maybe I've seen this like thousands of times, but for you, it's your first time. So just like when I go into a consultation, like I will sometimes have to reset because maybe I get some information from totally something not related, like about a business thing. And then I have to go in and see a patient. So I have to like reset and be like, okay, this is their first time potentially coming in and they have their concerns and they're scared, right? So that's how I think about it, is like, it's your first time going through this. Like I don't hold anything against, so it doesn't bother me.
Okay, good.
But yeah, I hear it a lot. So it's kind of like, I kind of know how to navigate it, but people always have different questions too.
Because it would bother me. That's why I asked. I'm like, if I had people texting me all the time being like, is this normal? I'd be like, oh my gosh, you're not even a week post-op. You're fine. But no, you were so amazing and so nice. And you always got back to me so fast. So I just love you. But we're going to do Trasher's Trash, which is something I used to do on Only Solos, but now I'm going to do it with guests.
Cool.
But this one is plastic surgery related. So I had all my Patreon members who knew you were coming, because not everyone knows you're coming, ask questions about plastic surgery for them, for me, all the things. Cool. First one is people want to know exactly what I got done. And I couldn't give them the exact. So I was like, Chiddy, I need your help here. What exactly did I get done?
Yeah. So you originally had a breast reduction, right? And so you had previous breast scars, but you had lost volume. You'd gotten to your goal weight and you looked amazing, by the way. But yeah, I mean, you lost volume in your breast. So when we did, we added volume back into your breast. We did the Motiva implants, right? And do you remember the size? I think we did
275 and then 290 in one.
So it's pretty common. We'll do, because no one has perfectly symmetric breasts. So we'll try to get them as even as possible. And then we did above the muscle. And then we did the internal bra. And so I've done almost, I think, 1,500 surgeries with the internal bra. And I've done a lot of them above the muscle now. So I have a lot of experience. Switch? So for me, so we all learn how to just do under the muscle. That was in residency. That's how we all learned it. That's like the last 40 years. It's like what we learned. But in the last few years, I have mentors and people that I really look up to who have been doing above the muscle with internal bra. And I've talked to them quite a bit. And so a few years ago, I switched over and started doing it. And I thought, man, like we're now doing a surgery for women that's not cutting muscle. Like it really can affect your function,
Really?
Yeah. And we see a lot of that in breast reconstruction surgery. So we used to always put implants under the muscle when people had breast cancer surgery, right? And we saw these problems of women getting horrible animation where the implants would get pulled into their armpits, their shoulders would rotate, they'd have functional problems. So we've gone away from that in reconstructive surgery, but I think that's starting to catch up in cosmetic aesthetic surgery. So I started doing that a few years ago, and my patients have been so happy with it. The recoveries are quicker. I think with the new Motiva implants, internal bra, fat grafting, we can get beautiful results. So you have the Motiva, you have the internal bra. We ended up not doing the lift because remember, I think it was so tight. Yeah. And the scars where they were, I thought it would cause more problems than not. So we decided not to do that during this. That was kind of a surgery moment, like, hey, this is not safe to do. And then we did your tummy tuck. We took off quite a bit of skin.
So much skin.
So much. And fixed your diastasis. I can't remember how wide it was. It was 9 centimeters. Yeah. So about almost 4 inches.
That's
super
so crazy.
Wide.
What's the biggest you've ever had?
17.
17.
Yeah. I posted about it.
That's almost double what I had.
I did the Galaflex on top of that. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Like I had to use 2 rulers.
That's crazy.
I mean, she was so uncomfortable, like, but now her life, it's so different. That again, talk about like what it can do for your life functionally,
Yeah.
But even for you, I mean, 9 centimeters, honestly, for a lot of women, like 9 or 7 or 8, no matter what, it's going to cause problems. Like just either it's your back, your bladder, there's so many functional problems that come from a diastasis like that. So we fixed yours.
Yeah. Why doesn't insurance cover that?
That's a good question. I get that question so much, and I look at it this way: like we think of insurance as like being run by doctors or something that like want to do the best for you. No, it's run by business people who are trying to make a profit on a business.
Yeah.
So if they like looked at it and said, okay, if we covered every single mom who had a kid, they'd probably go bankrupt.
Facts.
If you think about it.
Yeah.
So and I think actually in Australia they tried to do that, and it did not go very well because I think what ended up happening was they set such strict guidelines to be able to qualify that then no one was getting tummy tucks. So I just don't know.
Well, because could you fix it without doing a full-on tummy tuck? Like just go in and just sew it back together?
Yeah, you technically can, but most women need. No, you could. Yeah, you could do it. We call endoscopic or laparoscopic. We actually go underneath. But a lot of people just have loose skin, or when you do it that way, their skin's too loose, and now it looks weird. But I know some doctors that do that around the country. I've thought about learning how to do it, but.
Interesting.
I don't know. I think very few people in Utah are good candidates because we have a lot of kids here. So your skin gets a lot stretched out.
And we just want it tight.
Yeah.
And then
we did lipo too.
We did lipo.
Lipo. Did we on your back too?
Back.
Yeah. So we did 360.
Yeah.
So pretty much from like your shoulder blade all the way down to your lower back, right? On both sides, the whole back.
That was the shebang. No, we didn't do a labiaplasty. Is that what it's called?
Yeah, no labiaplasty.
Because that's a full mommy makeover. Is like a labiaplasty. I did want BBL. I didn't get it, but I will maybe go back because
I showed you
Chiddy showed me. I'm like, dang, I need a butt. I need a big butt. Okay. Some other questions we got from Trashers were, how long does it usually take a full mommy makeover to recover?
Oh yeah, that's a good question. So I tell people, I kind of break it down into portions, right? Yeah. So in the first 2 weeks, I tell most people, if you have a job like outside the home, or even if it's at home with your kids, I would take the first 2 weeks off. So either you might need help at home if you have younger kids, whether it's significant other or additional help, family help or something. Not for first 2 weeks, mainly just so you're able to kind of rest, right? Your body has to heal. It's a lot of incisions. You need that opportunity to heal, stay hydrated, get your rest. But you're not ever bedridden, right? Like, I mean, you were walking right after surgery.
Yeah.
So, right away you're walking and moving around. It's just that you're a little hunched too, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's why we do all the lymphatic stuff. We do compression. You may have a drain or two. So all that stuff comes out in the first week. And then by week 2, you're feeling a lot better. But that's where like you kind of brought in the mental game, right? Because now you're like, okay, I can move and I feel better, but like I can't do anything. I'm not allowed to lift stuff. I'm not allowed, so that there's that 2 to 6 week period. So that 4 weeks where it's just kind of like boring for people, I think. And we kind of say, well, you can't do sit-ups, you can't do crunches, And so that's where I think it gets in their head. But even honestly, by 2 or 3 or 4 weeks, like you're feeling fine. Like you're not like in pain, right? You may feel like discomfort here and there, but like overall you're feeling fine. So I usually say by 6 weeks when we see you, like you're feeling pretty good, but you're still swollen, Yeah. And so then between week 6 and 3 months, that's when I think you see the hugest. So you're kind of in that phase right now. You're like 8, 9 weeks, you're going to see the swelling come down a lot. And you're going to get more and more active. So sometimes it's like this like up and down thing.
Yeah. Because I feel like I was telling you, I did like my abs and I feel like I got a little bit swollen from like doing abs and running. Like my body was like, whoa, like we're going to swell up a little bit. Yeah. But before I did that, I was like, oh my gosh, my swelling's gone. Yeah. But then it came back a little bit. So.
And you'll see that. But then by 6 months, that like gets really steady.
Okay.
And then by 9 months, it's like you never had surgery. You just don't see the swelling anymore.
Okay.
And that's where, so I always just say like at 6 months, people start hitting like records, like if they're working out, they've never hit before, or they hadn't hit in like years before kids, And then by 9 months, so I love tummy tucks. It's like the gift that keeps on giving in my mind. It gets better and better, So
I'm excited.
I'm excited for you.
I'm excited. This question, which you kind of already answered, will you ever operate on family? Is your wife the only person you've operated on in your family?
No, I've had a couple other family members, like on different sides that I've operated on. I never wanted to operate on Mindy because people are like, oh, it's unethical. It's actually not. Cause like if you ask most plastic surgeons, they've operated on their spouses. Yeah. But I told Mindy in the beginning, I was like, hey, I'm going to refer you to my friend. She's like, heck no. She's like, I'm your number one fan. Why would I go anywhere else? like, I like the belly button. She's like, I want you to do it. And I refused for years. And finally she convinced me because I talked to several other people. And they're like, yeah, we've all operated on wives. I'm like, okay, fine.
Yeah.
So we did it. And what I had told her at that point was like, I'd been practicing every surgery I'd done up to that point. I pretended in my mind like it was her on the table. So I would treat every patient like they're my wife. Not that they're my wife. That's weird because we're in Utah.
You just picture it.
Yes.
You're
like,
like,
okay,
this is
like
Mindy.
how would I, yes.
Yeah.
So every person I do my best, right? Even today I do that. Like I said, if it's like a family member or my wife, because I feel like that's the only way to really like, okay, like I'm so dedicated to this time right here, like 100%, right? When I'm there, I'm 100% in. I'm not like thinking of other things. So when it came time for her, like it went fine.
Yeah.
There was a moment though, I remember I was doing surgery and it was like for 2 seconds. And I remember thinking, oh my gosh, this is Mindy.
This is the inside
and
of
I
Mindy.
like froze for a second. I was like, okay, we're good. But it was like a weird moment, I had. And that was, I was trying to avoid that. But no, yeah.
It happens.
It's good.
I mean, you can't completely turn it off. Like that's your wife.
She does have one of I think the best belly buttons I've ever done though.
She got the best one.
She did.
You saved the best for your wife. You know what? Fair. What's the farthest a patient has traveled from to have surgery with you?
I've had patients from Europe. I had some. Australia hasn't happened yet.
Okay.
I have some people I've been talking to down there, but
that's
like
so
Asia
crazy.
Stuff,
So do they fly home like a week later? Like how does that work?
No, they stay for like 6 weeks.
No way.
Yeah.
That's the most expensive surgery ever. Because they're flying, the flight's expensive, then 6 weeks staying in America. Wow. That just shows how good you are that they are willing to do that.
Oh, yeah, I don't know.
That's insane.
Yeah, it's crazy.
6 weeks. I didn't realize they'd have to stay that long, but it makes sense. Like you have to be able to see the recovery.
If they're doing like breast only surgery, it could be like 3 weeks,
But still, that's crazy.
But like you could imagine doing tummy tuck. Like no one wants to be on a 14-hour flight.
No. With their drains.
Like 2 weeks post-op. Yeah. No, thank you. And like if anything's going to happen, it's probably going to happen in that first 6 weeks anyway. So we want to make sure they're close.
They just moved to Utah for a little bit.
Yeah, pretty much.
Experience our culture. Go to Swig, go to Thirst.
Yeah, they become,
Go to Cafe Rio. Get the pulled pork. Yeah. I love that. I love it. Okay. I know you can't name names, but have you operated on any Hollywood A-list celebrities? He's like, what can I answer here?
I would just say I've operated on celebrities.
Okay. Yeah. Celebrities. That's a good answer. That's a good answer. Best advice to get into a plastic residency.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
So, plastic surgery residency, it's one of the most competitive. So you really, and honestly, I didn't go into plastic surgery. I didn't go into med school thinking I want to be a plastic surgeon. I wanted to be a heart surgeon. I want to be cardiothoracic. But then when I was studying for, my STEP exams during medical school, I had some friends that wanted to be orthopedic surgeons, ophthalmologists. So it's very competitive. So I was like, well, I'll study with them, because like might as well. So I tried my hardest and then I did well on my tests. Like, oh, like I could probably do anything at this point. So I literally just opened my mind to everything. I looked into psychiatry. I looked into anesthesia. I looked into every specialty. And then when I saw plastics, I was like, oh, I love this. Like I didn't realize how cool it was. So what I would advise for people, if you already know you want to do it, that's phenomenal because a lot of people don't have that opportunity.
Yeah.
So if you're in like high school or college, first thing I would do is find a mentor in plastic surgery. I'm always happy to mentor people. I have I have a whole research team that we do research together. Like we're presenting a few talks in New Orleans in a couple of weeks. I'm having those pre-med students present the talks in New Orleans. So I love to work with students because again I like karma, right? I can pay it forward, pay it back, whatever. But yeah, find a mentor in plastic surgery because they're going to help you either get involved in research, which is super important. Like plastic, because it's so competitive, you have to do research in plastic surgery and you have to have good letters of recommendation. So I would start, that's the first thing I would do. And then you got to study hard and get good grades. But yeah, let me know.
Who was your mentor?
So up at the University of Utah, when I found out I wanted to, like when I decided, I was like halfway through my third year of med school. We only have 4 years. So I was like way into it.
Yeah.
So Dr. Jay Agarwal, he's the chairman now up there. Okay. But at the time he was, one of the associate professors up there. And him and his wife, Corey, they were awesome. And they're still there. I really respect them. They were so helpful to me. I did research with them. Yeah. And like to this day, I look up to them. Like they're just, to me, just very good people. So
a mentor is a huge, huge thing. Mm-hmm. How can a wife best support her husband in medical school?
Oh, this is awesome. So There's a lot of times, I remember in med school, I'd be studying. I mean, it's your job. Your
Yeah.
job is literally to study. You go to school, you're in classes, and then you study. Like you think you just go for like in college, you go for like 2-3 hours. Like, sweet. No, like then you go and study for 8-10 hours a day. And so like patience is a huge thing. And just understand, like, just support them. And Mindy was like the best support. I mean, she had
Yeah.
2 full-time jobs. You know, she was working her butt off. I was studying. I wasn't making any money. I was in school. I was
Yeah.
like going into debt every day, you know, but she understood, you know, and just that's understanding. And not like, because I think the worst thing would be is if they feel guilty. They come home and they've been studying all day, and then they have to feel guilty that they were doing their job, right? So,
Yeah.
I mean, I just looked at it as my job.
Yeah.
Like it literally was my job. I'd be there. I'd get home at 6 p.m. whatever, and then you know, and then we just hang
Yeah.
out.
It'll pay off one day.
Yeah, it took a while, but
It pays off.
It paid off eventually.
It pays off. So just patience.
Yeah,
That's a big one.
Yep. And just understand, like, hey, and just support, you know. But it goes both ways, right? You got to support your spouse too. You got to understand sometimes you got to put the books down. When I was in residency, we had like an annual like exam that we had to take like about all plastic surgery. That was like preparing us for our board exams, right?
Yeah.
To become board certified. So we do it every year. And I like did so good in med school and undergrad, my grades, right? I was like the top 5% of my class. And then I get to residency and we had 2 kids. I never saw Mindy. I worked over 100 hours a week. So the time I had, I literally would spend with them. I would not study.
Yeah.
And like I would study like at, you know, work. I knew my cases
Yeah.
and stuff. But when I took those exams, I bombed them. Like I was so bad at them. And I remember my program director pulled me in. He's like, what's going on?
Yeah.
I was like, you know, like I've made the conscious decision that like, I'm going to do my best. Like I will study what I can, but my family comes first. And like, if you're going to kick me out, like
Yeah.
you can do that. I mean, they weren't, you know,
Yeah.
but yeah, like I think it was hard for me because like I'm a type A personality. Like I love to get 99th percentile, right? And I was getting the opposite, you know?
Like this
But I was
hurts.
like, hey, like at the end of the day, like my family was more important to me. So
And you still ended up
it
where
worked
you
out.
are.
Yeah.
So
It's
it worked
fine.
out.
It was fine.
Today's episode is brought to you by Coconut. If you follow me on Instagram, then you know that my favorite organic personal lubricant is Coconut. If you are making clean ingredient swaps, it is so important to make sure you are getting quality ingredients that are good for your body inside, okay? Inside and out. Coconut uses all natural ingredients. They are cruelty-free, made in the USA, and their packing is plastic-free. Not only is it clean and my personal favorite, it also would be a great gift to yourself or your partner, or spread the love and gift it to your besties, okay? Do a favorite things party. They'll love it. Head to coconew.com, that is coconut without the T, and use code weeklytrash for 15% off your order. My code stacks with any on-site discounts, so order today and you can thank me tomorrow. And your sex life will get better. Okay, love ya. Thank you, Coconut, for sponsoring today's episode. Today's episode is also brought to you by MABE carriers. You know how people say you lose yourself in motherhood or your life is over once you have kids because you can't do the things you used to do? Well, newsflash, motherhood is not an ending. It's just the beginning of the best chapter yet. Maybe you're just getting started. Maybe baby carriers have actually changed my life and so many others. I remember the moment I had just figured out how to get the baby in the baby carrier all by myself. And for the first time, I walked outside, had my hands free, and felt like a new woman, okay? It sounds small, but in that moment, I felt capable. Like, I've got this. I give maybe baby carriers to any new moms in my life, like my video girl Carly. When I found out she was having a baby, I knew exactly what to give her because baby carriers are a must. And the MABE baby carriers are so functional, so beautiful. They have the most beautiful prints that it's the best gift for a friend who's having a baby, but it's also the best gift for yourself if you have a little one or a baby. Because whether you are running errands, running a business, or just wanting to go outside and remember who you are, MABE gets that motherhood isn't about losing yourself. It's about finding the strongest, most powerful self that you are and having your baby close to you while you do it. Visit mabeproducts.com and use code TRASH for an automatic 10% off your first order. That's mabeproducts.com, code TRASH, because maybe you're just getting started. Do you ever tell patients if you don't believe in what they're asking for, like you know it would be a mistake, as in too much work done? Do you ever tell them?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm always trying to be nice and
Yeah.
explain, you know, but if I don't feel comfortable doing something, because I don't, either I don't think I can get the result they're envisioning, or it's a result that like I'm worried about, what that would look like for them in the long term.
Yeah.
Like I won't do it. Like I would never do that. I actually had someone message me today from Thailand.
Oh,
and
wow.
she's like, hey, I want 2000 cc implants. And I said, I don't do those.
2000 cc?
Yes.
That's a thing?
I was like, well, first off, they don't make silicone that big. They only make 1445 cc silicone in the US now. I'm like, so we don't have that big. And I'm like, and I haven't done saline implants. And she's like, well, where can I do it? I'm like, I have no idea, but I don't do them.
What's the biggest implant you've ever put in someone?
We have 800s. Like that's, some people, if they're 6 feet tall, 6'1", like that's nothing.
What do you think Dolly Parton has?
Oh, she probably has saline. Either she's got double stacked silicone or she has enlarged saline.
Okay. Like,
I mean,
but 2000?
Could be 14, 1600. Yeah.
Oh my
That's heavy.
gosh.
I mean, that's like 3-4 pounds each breast.
That's nuts.
It's just dangerous. I mean, it can tear your skin off your chest, stretch your skin out, So, yeah. So at the end of the day, like I'm not going to do anything. So, you hear about body dysmorphia a lot.
Yeah.
And I think, that word gets thrown around a lot. I don't think a lot of people actually have body dysmorphia, but if someone comes in and they say, hey, I need you to fix whatever, and I can't see what it is, my medical assistant can't see it, I might refer them to another surgeon. If they can't see it, if it's a thing that you see and no one else sees, it might be, some kind of dysmorphia where you look in the mirror and you're like, oh, I see something, right? Like it's a problem. And that's where as a plastic surgeon is really hard. We have to like be really in tune to that. Cause again, you may do the surgery and they're still like, nope, you didn't fix it, know? And so, sometimes you gotta say, sorry, like can't do it anymore.
Yeah. And I wonder how is the response like, okay, I respect that. Or is it like, no, please, like, please.
I mean, some people get really mad,
really?
Know? Yeah. And they're like, I waited years to come see you, you know? And so and I get that, like, but I never want to feel guilted into doing a surgery. Like I'm never going to feel guilty, like, oh, I should do it. I should wait. Like, no, it's still not safe,
No, that's valid.
So.
This was an interesting one. And I don't know that this is even, I don't even know. I'm just going to read it. Okay. Would he ever consider raising his BMI threshold? Plus size girlies want boobs too.
Oh, I love that. I hate BMI first off, right? And I know like I get asked all the time, well, I'm BMI of whatever. Like, why won't you operate on me?
Yeah.
And sincerely, the reason I don't do it, and actually now we have body fat percentage because we have the machine, the InBody, that we can actually know exactly your body fat percentage. Because I think BMI is very inaccurate. That's why I hate it.
What does BMI stand for?
Body mass index. So it's a calculation of your height and your weight. But for some people, if they are a muscular build, it's going to be off. Like your BMI is going to be really high. So like that's why body fat percentage is way more accurate, I think.
Yeah.
But up until now, we didn't have that. But what I base the decision off of is honestly, it's safety. So if you look at a lot of the data that's published out there in elective plastic surgery, when you hit above a BMI of 30, 31, 32 and higher, you're a much higher risk of blood clots, bleeding, infection. And for me, like I don't ever want you to have any of those problems.
Yeah.
And so I'd rather be safe. And, now we have a whole wellness team that is phenomenal. They will help you get there, whether it's through peptides or medical weight loss or diet and exercise. We have nutritionists, we have fitness coaches. So we will help you get there. I didn't set a number and then just say, good luck.
Yeah.
We literally will help you. And if you look at our wellness team, they post the coolest things. Like they've been helping patients now for a couple of years, and then we'll take off all their skin, and it is such like a reward for them.
Oh,
so
sure.
I totally get the BMI argument. I know it's not a good number, but we can get your body fat percentage. But at the end, it's about safety for me.
Yeah.
And we can help you get there. So.
Okay. That's your answer, girly. If your insurance will pay for your breast reduction, can you add on implants, or will they then reject the reduction? But your practice doesn't take insurance, right?
Yeah, we don't currently do insurance cases. We might soon.
Yeah.
So we have another surgeon joining, and we are I'm panel to do insurance because I used to do insurance cases, but we currently don't. But yeah, so when you're talking about reduction, which is let's say insurance-based surgery, and you're trying to combine it with a cosmetic surgery like an implant, the surgeon has to be very careful because insurance will come after you if you're trying to mess with anything. So
if they pay, because then it said assuming you would have to pay for the implant portion.
They could do that.
But would insurance be like, oh well, if you want to implant that, you don't get to cut off your tits?
They might. For me personally, I never do a reduction with an implant. To me, if you're doing a reduction and you're doing an implant at the same time, usually we'll do a lift and an implant, right?
Yeah.
But if you're, let's say like I'm a triple D and I want to be a C, but I want implants because I want fullness, it's really sketchy on the nipple blood supply.
Yeah.
So I won't combine it. Usually we'll stage it. So we'll say, okay, hey, let's do your insurance. Let's get that done. And then when you're healed, we'll come back and we'll add a small implant, right? And then you can just pay cash. And then it's separate. You don't have to worry about that. But some people will combine it. Again, I don't do insurance. But I've had patients say, hey, I just got a reduction somewhere. Can I get implants now? Like, we can do that part, you know?
Yeah. It's always interesting because I got a reduction and people are like, why'd you get implants if you got and I'm like, it's natural saggy boobs is different than like a perfect little boob. Like it's just a different feeling.
Well, and with pregnancy, like, so Mindy, she had a reduction when she was like 19 because she had a lot of breast tissue. Yeah. But then after pregnancy, you get deflated. So now you're like, well, I had a lift, but now a reduction. Now it's hanging. Now there's no volume.
My boobs before, because I kind of went back and forth if I wanted implants or not. And I looked back at the photo of you marking me.
Yeah.
And I was like, I wasn't going to get implants at one point. Like I didn't realize how little of breast tissue I actually had until I saw a picture of me with all the markings. And I was like, oh my gosh, I literally have no upper breast tissue, like at all. Like it's a game changer. Highly recommend. Yeah. Highly recommend if you're interested. This is kind of a random one. And I've never seen this question before, but does your clinic do penis enlargement?
No, we don't.
No. Is that like a normal?
As far as I know.
like you guys don't offer that? Is that like a common thing that plastic surgeons offer?
It could be extremely dangerous.
Really?
Yeah. So I would be really careful. There are surgeons that do it around the country, and a lot of times they're urologists that do it. But sometimes they're doing fat grafting to the penis. But I would definitely research that because the look that it gives you for what you think it's going to look like may not be the same thing. Like if you're adding fat and it's just making it whiter, maybe you want girth, but it's not gonna. And there are surgeries to like make your penis longer. Yeah. But it's just what it's doing is like debulking the fat pad and then kind of making it look longer. It's not actually lengthening it. So those surgeries are, we don't do those.
Okay. And you don't ever plan on doing those?
We may hire a surgeon who does. I don't know.
Have you ever seen one done? Like, have you ever like witnessed it? No. Okay.
No.
All right. Okay. This question, she worded it weird, so I'll explain it. But basically people are wondering, you know how Kylie Jenner posted her stats and then people are going to surgeons being like, I want this exact stat. And it's like, it looks different on everyone. Totally. Can you solidify that information? Because people, even with me, they're like, well, you send me a picture of what you got and tell me exactly what you got. And I'm like, well, what I got might not look like what it'll look like on you.
Totally. Yeah. Because Kylie Jenner, I think she's like 5'6" or something. Yeah. But she got 445, I believe, moderate profile. She has Natrel, and they call half under the muscle as a dual plane, right? So that's the older technique. And I think she had said she had older implants at one point. I think she went bigger volume. So those were probably originally under the muscle too. So you just, did the exchange. But yeah, I mean, for her frame, a moderate implant 4'5" is pretty wide. I mean, she's got great look that fits her frame that she likes. But you're right. Like someone who's, how tall are you?
5'5".
5'5". Okay. Or 5'8" or 5'3". You put that same implant on your chest, you may have more baseline breast tissue than she had originally. Someone might need a lift. There's all these other factors like you mentioned. So if you can't just take numbers and then put it to your body, right? Because it's not gonna look the same. Yeah. So the thing is, you got to find a surgeon, a plastic surgeon can look at the photos you like, right? Look at your frame, do your measurements, do your sizing, and say, okay, let's put it all together. What's going to give you that look on your body? And for you, you say, hey, maybe that's a 385, right? Or that's a 325. It could totally vary.
Okay. What's the most used size that you guys use? Like the most common?
I looked back at like my Motiva cases. So I've done, I think, over 200 now in the last 10 months of Motiva. And the average was like a 350.
Okay.
But that's gone down. It used to be closer to 400. So the average has gone down for me about 50 cc's in the last few years.
Do you see like trends? I mean, how long have you been in plastic surgery?
So I've been practicing now since 2018. So 7 years. And then I did my training before that. So yeah, since 2018, when I came back to Utah originally, I was putting in more like 400s, high profile. Yeah. And definitely, and I interviewed for this Allure article on it. Or I'm sorry, it was the New York Times. No, Wall Street Journal. Sorry.
Name drop. I can't remember. Allure. Like, let's just keep going. It was actually Vogue.
I can't remember.
It was actually Washington Post.
The Vogue was about, does your surgeon TikTok?
Oh, okay, yeah. You've had so many.
They're like, great.
Yeah.
No, it was Wall Street, but it was all about women's breast implants going smaller.
Yeah.
So they interviewed me, and I'm like, yeah. So I gave them the stats and all that on it. But if you look across the country, like implants overall in volume have gone down.
Yeah.
On average.
Interesting.
And even breast reductions. That was the New York Times one where we talked about breast reductions. Women are even wanting smaller breasts than they used to, right? So women used to be like, oh, I'm a triple D. I want to be a C or a D. Now they're like, I want to be like a C or a B. So we just see that trend.
Yeah.
I think it's a global thing too. Like if you look in a lot of other countries, maybe not Brazil, but like a lot of other countries, like they're doing smaller implants,
yeah.
you know? So.
They like the itty bitty ones. Mm-hmm. It is funny though, because you know how people get, what's the word? Blind to like lip filler. Yeah. You're like, oh, I need my lips bigger.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden you're like, wait, I look like a clown, but you don't notice. I feel like I'm going to start feeling that way about my boobs where I want them bigger. And my husband's like, literally 3 weeks ago, you were like, I think they're too big. And now I'm like, wait, they need to be bigger. Like, how many times have you had people come in being like, actually, I want them bigger?
I mean, it happens. I get boob envy, you know?
Yeah.
Or not envy, boob greed, or whatever you want to call it. But it's common. You go back and forth because you're like, oh, they're too big. Like your lips, like you said. So you get what's called perception drift, where you get accustomed to where you're at.
Yeah.
And like I said, if you pull up an old photo before, like, oh, like you kind of realize the difference. But it's I wouldn't say it's super common, but it's probably less than 10% of people come back and say, you know, I want bigger. But I say, hey, that's fine. Let's talk about what that means.
Yeah.
Is it safe for your breast? You know, is that going to be too big? Is that going to cause skin stretch? Are you going to get uniboob? If it, you know, there's all these factors instead of just switching them out. But sometimes, I mean, you can do that. And some people, we actually do that intentionally because you don't want to overstretch the skin because they have really tight skin. So we may say, hey, we have to start with a 325 and then we'll go to like a 450 in 6 months or a year. Yeah. So that happens too, but that's pretty rare too.
How often, sorry, this was the other question, is how often do you have to replace Motiva implants? Is it different than the other ones?
They're all about the same in terms of durability. You know, Motiva 6th generation, the others are technically 5th generation. It just means that they're all very durable. Okay. And if you look at the studies, because the FDA has all these very strict criteria, like how far can the shell stretch? How much pressure can it withstand? How much temperature? All this stuff, right? They meet that and exceed it by like 30-fold. Okay. So they're so durable. And nowadays they're all like a gummy gel, right? And Motiva, same thing, monoblock. So if you cut that in half, it doesn't go anywhere. It's like a single material of silicone that's been cross-linked. So it's not like it's gonna spill. So these can last 15, probably 20 years. Like there's no like deadline. FDA doesn't say you have to change it at 10 years. That was like an old thing. I think a lot of people said the 10-year because there was like a 10-year warranty on the implants. But like Sientra has a 20-year warranty. So is it good for 20 years then? Right. So the main thing is the FDA only says, look, after 5 or 6 years, you should get either an ultrasound or an MRI. Just make sure they're intact, right? Make sure they're good. If they're good, then you just check it every few years with an ultrasound. Gotcha. And at some point you change it. I tell people you're probably going to change it when you're like, okay, like now I'm a grandma and I've got all these kids and maybe I want a little bit smaller, or you know what, I want bigger, right? There's going to be a time where it's like if you wore the same pair of shoes for like 20 years, you're like, okay, I probably need a different pair of shoes, you know, like I just different style. Yeah. That can happen too.
Okay. Well, I'm excited for when I decide to switch it up a little bit. We'll see what I do next. Well, thanks for coming straight from surgery to come back on Weekly Trash. I need you back every year. I'm like, what should I get next summer during my break? Like BBL? I don't know. I do want to get my deviated septum fixed. Oh, yeah. When was the last time you did a nose job?
Like 3 years ago. Okay. But my partners do them, Dr. Piper, Dr. Robinson.
All right, I'm coming their way. Yeah. So I'm like, I just needed this little fix, maybe a little smaller. I don't know. We'll see.
But this looks great.
I know, but it's that thing. You get one thing done and then you start looking at other things. You're like,
look, I'm here to advise you.
No. I know. I message you. I'm like, I need more arm lipo, and you're like, Josie, you look great.
Fine.
Stop.
You look amazing.
Stop. No, but it is like a slippery slope. Like when you see like, oh, I can just pay to fix something, then you like hyper focus on like a new thing that you didn't even think about before. It's like, I have all this extra skin gone, and I would always tell myself, once this is gone, I'm going to be happy. Yeah. Well, now it's gone, and I'm like, but I have stretch marks. It's like, Josie. Yeah. Chill out. But seriously, you did a great job. I'm a walking billboard. I'll wear this shirt
you got the
every
shirt.
day. I'm going to wear this to the gym tomorrow.
One more. Can I give you one more shirt?
Yes. This shirt is sick. Yes. Guys, if you watch the show, The Summer I Turned Pretty.
I have to credit one of my patients. So one of my patients told me about this. She had this idea for the shirt.
Oh, she had the idea.
Yeah, it wasn't mine. But it's
show this camera.
It's The Summer I Turned Chiddy.
The Summer I Turned Chiddy. Okay, now show YouTube. The Summer I Turned Chiddy. How iconic is that?
This is for you.
Have you watched
So
the
I brought
show?
you that one shirt because I was late. And then
He was
this
late
one I was
doing
planning on
BBL.
giving it to you anyway.
Have you watched The Summer I Turned Pretty?
Yeah, I just watched. I'm up to date with Mindy.
No, this is seriously so iconic of you to have this shirt.
It's like
Do you
perfect
guys sell
timing.
this in the office?
Yeah, we have them. We have
Hey,
this and we
guys.
have a bluish one too.
It's so good. It's so good. I love you. You're, the
You're
best.
awesome. Thanks, Josie.
Thanks so much for coming. We love you guys. See good, do good. And don't forget to take out your trash. Bye.
Bye.